He's on. Minutes for April 28, 2026, regular session.
I read through them, I didn't find any discrepancies, no one else has, so move this adoption.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 14 up now. Receive proposal for Trinity County Appraisal District. YFY 2027.
I guess they're talking about that, and but they're speaking on that, but, this is just for information on their budget, right?
Yes.
This says receipt,
Just-
proposal,
yeah,
we can't vote on it.
Can't vote on it.
But I've already talked to them, I don't have a problem with it, so. But we do need to go to start cleaning now. We'll knock that out for them.
Number 13, discuss an act on child care facilities exemption, section 1137 of the Texas Tax Code.
I think that's good, I'll explain it to us.
Sure can. So we've been dealing with the daycare over here. We only got 2 daycares in Trinity County. One of them is exempt because they're part of the church, so they don't pay property taxes. The other one does pay property taxes. A few years ago, when COVID was raging and they were having issues with essential services, the state legislature passed an exemption for child care facilities. There's certain requirements on their funding and stuff they have to meet in order to qualify. But you guys can adopt an optional exemption to exempt child care facilities for Trinity County. We only have one in the county that's paying taxes. The bill to y'all would be $500 a year is what they pay. They are requesting that you guys consider adopting that exemption just for child care facilities. So if y'all have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
From what I'm understanding, James Cody is, that's just, we would just approve or not approve for the county, they would still have to go to the city or
Correct.
the school, correct?
Correct. We've been in talks with the school.
Yeah.
They act like it's not gonna be an issue. It still has to go to their meeting though, and they gotta vote. We are waiting to hear back from the city to discuss it with them as well.
Well, you're not talking about that much, being generated in
No.
revenue for a year.
No, sir.
I don't think that's gonna make or break anything we do right now. I mean, if one's getting it, the other one should get it as well. It's my opinion.
I'll make a motion to do it.
A second.
All in favor?
But they do this for a profit. Both of them.
That's true.
Both of them, it's a business.
Yeah.
And one's exempt in Trinity because it's a church. And this is being exempt because it's a daycare, but
There's certain circumstances, and is 20, one of the stipulations is 20% or more, if 20% or more of their children are funded through government programs, then this is.
Let's have it find that, and that's, I guarantee you more than that, it's more than 20% over here, this one. I would dare say it's probably over half. And, the reason that I say this is simply for the fact, daycare is expensive, number one. And when you got a young husband and you're struggling just to meet bills, then they gotta pay child care. Like I said, I don't think it's a matter of that much money being generated for the county or school or whatever, so I think it's a good thing to help. And it is a business on both ends, for sure.
It is, but
Commissioner?
I think the state is wanting to.
Well, no, big time.
it's not very good for one and not the other.
That's exactly right.
Well, and just to clarify everything, in the resolution, you have to, I guess, adopt a tax break on properties up at least 50%. So are y'all talking about, just to clarify, 100% tax break on the properties what y'all talking about? The motion was for? Yeah, the daycare.
Yeah, it's for
So it's 500 a year is what the county's part, what I understood.
Yeah, okay. I just, there's,
They have to apply for this every year.
They apply for it one time, and then we'll keep up with it and make sure that they are still qualifying for it.
Okay.
Because if it ever happens, they fall under that 20% threshold, or they don't qualify for another reason, they'll lose it. This is authorizing our office to grant that exemption to these property types, but we only have one. But we can't grant it without you guys saying it's an option.
Okay.
So, Judge, just on the back page right there, I left the organization blank and I left the percentage of property taxation amount blank. I didn't know how it was gonna go, and I didn't know what their formal business name was.
That's the only one we've got to say. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
There it is, Judge.
You just keep it, Judge, and I'll get a copy of it.
Yeah, appraisal value of 100%, that would just put on there. 100%. There you go.
And when you say, James Cody, that's probably over the 20% by far, yeah.
It is, yes, sir.
Most of them are over half.
Right. That, we have to be careful, because that is confidential information on what's going on.
Understand
But
that.
from our conversations with her, it's well over
Yeah.
the qualification.
Most of them.
Okay. Y'all be excused.
Get out of here. Y'all leave.
You get kicked out.
Thank y'all for
Them
coming.
nice shirts you got on there.
We paid for them, that's all right.
Number 6, discuss an act of approval on personal action.
You ain't got no bond.
Good morning. I'm gonna give you an extra one I got yesterday afternoon, right before the meeting started. You already have it.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
This one, you just gave us,
Yes.
what is it?
It's a new hire, sheriff's department.
For a deputy?
Yes, to replace one that was separated.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Thank you.
Number 7, discuss an act on approval on complete check register for April 2023.
Good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Good.
Nancy, I just found one on mine that precinct 3 was trying to get to me there, so, but anyway.
I'll tell you what, when I get to you, it'll be for more than $65. I mean, $65.
Goodness.
I thought I had one more here.
That's a transmission meal at 49,000.
Yeah, ended up costing 51. Yeah, they put on $30-something $100
Yeah, I remember that.
module down there. 51,000, that's when you have to have a savings.
Do y'all split that?
No. No, it comes out of precinct 3.
Precinct 2 be bankrupt, right? 51,000.
Need a motion to approve that? I so move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, discuss and act approval on claims and invoices.
Yes, sir. For this check run, it's a total of it'll be a little bit more because of these that I just handed out, but so it'll be over $220,000.
I got one question I was supposed to ask Brandy earlier, but on page 3. Three of 6, I don't know if that's the right section or not.
Okay.
That, at the very bottom of mine, that WC tractor,
Uh-huh.
$700. I just can't remember what that's for. I don't know if you can check that for me.
That 37 is your total. The WC tractor was 588.
Oh, okay. It looked like it's on the same line to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, never mind then.
Randy, when you get back in there, I want you to check those Texas road signs. You know, I ordered some, but mine is a month or two old. Mike just ordered some. Make sure that this is not his.
Yeah, I haven't gotten Mike's yet. I've got yours. He sent it a couple of weeks after we got the signs.
I won't look at it when we get out for it. I'm gonna get you.
Randy, change that over to 3 if you would, please.
You got $647.
We have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, hold up a minute, Judge. Oh, no. I knew there was something else I was looking at. Let's go on over to 5-9. I know y'all done approved it, but we're gonna back up here a minute. Yeah. First thing, I ain't got no, camera, but I ain't got no cell phone.
It's a Wi-Fi deal. Everybody has it.
Everybody has it.
It's
Where's
like
that
for
at?
internet.
I don't have.
You talking about that box on that computer that I got?
Yes.
Huh. Okay. When I seen that the other day, I said, I ain't got no camera. So it's on that computer?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, Judge, I had to verify that.
I don't think I got my five, I think I got a couple of cameras. That's why mine's a little more here.
Number 9, approve of distinguishing all funds of Trinity County Sheriff's Office fundraising account and outreach for scholarship foundation and closing that account.
Sheriff did go and get a nonprofit set up. So this is just getting permission to take the funds that he has raised and had donated that are in the account to issue a check for him. For that account.
How much is in there?
It's a little over 49,000.
And that's got the breakfast scholarship, and that's
That's
got the
The junior deputy and the
junior deputy,
donor.
all of it?
Yes.
I've got no problem with it. I just want it done right, and it hadn't been right, so I'll
Well,
make a motion.
let me say something on that.
Okay.
Because in 2022, in November 2022, the outside auditors presented how they wanted it done. And we did that, and we brought it here in November 2022, and y'all approved it. We made the motion, and it was approved. Everything was on board and above ground according to the auditors. So what changed between now and then, I don't know. But this was done and y'all did it already. So when you say it wasn't done right, it was done according to the way y'all wanted it done. But it's over with, it's done, and it's removed, and it's no big deal.
I'm not gonna fight with you about it.
But I'm just saying, it was approved in this court.
I don't remember that. I do not remember it, but,
I showed Tommy, he knows it, he remembers it.
It's something that, I don't remember what it all was, but we did approve it, I did make the motion to approve it, it was him bringing it, you have to look at it, I can't remember exactly.
It was basically the auditors, the outside auditors said they wanted us to put an outline of how it operates and what we did. And we did that, we brought it here, it was approved by the same court that sits here now.
but we have to approve all the money coming into the county. We've never approved it.
It's been,
It's always
it's
been-
been in all my reports. Every one of my reports have had how much money that breakfast has done. But it's over, I mean, it's done, it's being moved, so you don't gotta worry about it anymore.
That's right. I made that form of motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 10, discuss an act on approval of Walgreens fuel for reimbursement from the state.
Okay, in training, 2 weeks ago, I learned that House Bill 1109 passed on July 1st of 2025. If we keep logs, and there are the yellow sheets in there, I kind of printed those up to show you what they would look like, one for gas and one for diesel, we can submit those to the state to get 20% or 20 cents per gallon back. Wex, we do use Wex, the constables do. I'm getting with them because they'll automatically pull that tax off of them for when they swap their Wex card at like Valero and stuff. I know Woody, y'all log yours on the GPS, the Verizon Connect.
Yes.
So theirs is already logged with the mile, or not the mileage, the gallons, everything that's needed.
What is the date on this?
It's July, it took effect July 1st, 2025. Is when it took, when this House bill passed.
So anything from July 1st of 25 till now?
We could go back if I had logs,
I've got logs.
okay?
I got a log shows every piece of, every gallon that's went in here.
Okay, yeah, if I had those logs, I can go in and we can backdate on back, because I know Reynolds County, from July 25 to February 26, got almost right at 2,500 back. And the money goes back, like, once we get the check, I'll have to go in and, she sent me the spreadsheet that she does, because it's gonna go back to your department, what you get.
Okay.
And like that, however much, comes back from the sheriff, he'll get that back, and so y'all.
I was reading in this, and I thought, it's saying that any tax on it, but I thought we didn't get tax.
The thing
for
with
stuff.
fuel is the tax is already in it per gallon when you buy it. It's not outside of that. They already, like when they say like, what, $3.99 a gallon, that's already got tax in it.
I got you.
So when we do the bulk orders, it's already in there.
Got you.
But I did print up a bunch more of these log sheets if y'all needed them. So,
Yeah, I'll get some from you.
I'll make that form of motion.
I'll say it.
All in favor?
thank y'all.
It'll take a little paperwork, but they would help.
I'm gonna put mine up at precinct 4.
Number 11. Discuss an act on approval on the safe house of Trinity County. What it is, we all approve it every year at a time. Is that correct?
I think it happens every year.
Some
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 12. Discuss an act on groundwater. This is Mr. Cole.
Yes, sir, groundwater conservation district for Trinity County. This is a little bit harder than what I anticipated. If you turn in there, there's some helpful information, several ways to form a groundwater conservation district in Texas, 1, 2, 3, and then there's 4th at the bottom, is that, Yes. Yeah, so basically you have 4 ways. One, I want to say it's where they come in and say you need one. That's probably not going to happen. But so just quick course. It's a lot of information to condense. You can file a petition. Have a bunch of people sign it, and then go petition TCEQ for a groundwater district. You can talk to your representative or senator, and they can draw up legislation for it. And then the third option is to join an existing groundwater authority. That's by far the easiest. That's what's recommended. I spoke with Trent Ashby. I spoke with Billy Powell with Farm Bureau. He's a representative kind of in this. I spoke with the director of some water conservation district board in Austin, and I've spoken with a few water law attorneys. I spoke with the one Houston County is using. And Houston County is not really an option. They want to kind of have complete control over their groundwater district, and they're forming it. And their representative made it sound like we've missed the boat with jumping on board with them, and we've already talked to them, and I don't think that was an option. However, speaking with the others, Trent and these other people involved, the most prudent course of action is to join an existing water conservation district. Safety in numbers, more funds, resources, things like that. That's what everyone pushes. Now here's the roadblock. I've spoken with a few of these managers, and they're not really excited about taking on a new district, it seems like. There's 2 different kinds of districts. There's a fee-based, where the commercial water distributors pay a fee, and that's how the district is funded. And then there's a tax-based, where everyone in the county pays a tax, and that's how it's funded. The tax-based is a lot better at funding the district, right? But the cons are people might not want to pay, they might not want to vote to have this district if it means an additional tax on them. Fee-based, not as well funded, but easier to get passed, right? Now, fee-based.
What's the fee-based?
So fee-based would be a water supply district, someone that a utility that provides water to customers. They would pay a yearly fee, and I think
like the rural water people.
I would think so. I'm not 100% on which ones exactly and how it's calculated.
But it wouldn't be an individual that had a well in their house.
No, it would not.
They would not have.
No, it would be, someone that's in the business of selling bulk water, would have a fee put on it. So what I'm recommending right now, and I don't know if this is going to work, but I think it would be the best first step. If you look on the map right here, I printed off the groundwater conservation districts of Texas. Y'all see Trinity right there? Houston and Trinity, right? So we kind of have the good fortune of touching 3 existing groundwater conservation districts. District 67, which is Angelina and Nacogdoches, that's called the Pawnee Woods Groundwater Conservation District. And then below us, number 50, Polk and Sanjack, that's the lower Trinity River Groundwater District. And then we have number 5, which is Walker, Grimes, Waller, Austin, and that's the Blue Bonnet Groundwater Conservation District. When I spoke with Mr. Ashby, and I spoken with a lot of people, they tend to think that the Pawnee Woods, Angelina, and Nacogdoches, we're on the same aquifer as them. And Trent made it sound like we might have, he says it's a very good groundwater district, and he's never heard any complaints. That's not to say, anything about the others, but that one would make the most sense because we share an aquifer.
And Houston County did not want to go in with us.
They did not want to go in with us. Tommy, you spoke with him, right?
Yeah, I spoke with one of the commissioners on a couple different occasions, and he was one of get us a meeting with, I think maybe the person Colton's already talked to, but they wanted to do their own thing, coming from him, they wanted to do their own thing, so they could kind of, one county, one control that deal.
And so, speaking of that, what would happen is I think each county gets a board member or 2 board members. They serve 3-year terms and they're on kind of a rotation. So it's a board and then a manager. And the manager would be like a city manager. They're paid to manage these things. And then you would have like a council or commissioner's court or board of directors of it. And those kind of have a 3-year term. And I think each county would get a board seat or 2 board seats. I'm not sure how it's worked up. So joining another one, if they accept us, we would kind of be at their mercy on some decisions. I don't really see, where that's going to be a negative. We also get the benefit of being a part of, some other counties helping us out. If a Kyle Bass comes to Trinity County or something like that. This is something that I've had a lot of people call my office wanting a groundwater district for Trinity County. And I think the first step is to formally request that the Piney Woods groundwater district. I'd like the commissioners to make an informal motion that with the I would speak with y'all, but I would draw up a letter of request asking them to consider us to be added on with Angelina. Yes, sir.
I'm all behind that. How long have they had water districts? Do you know that answer?
I do not.
Looking at this map, it looks like about over half of Texas has water districts, but there's maybe a third that don't.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not by ourselves, but I see.
We're kind of closed in on the east side, but so just from what I understand, that there's 5 or 6 other counties that are looking to do what we're doing right now, and I want to say it might be, if I had to guess, I think Liberty County, Chambers, and Jefferson and Orange probably are looking to do something. Another thing, and I hope this isn't the case, you have to seek approval for the groundwater district if you go legislatively, right? And from what I understand, the person that oversees that and approves it does not want to see one county districts anymore. You don't really see too terribly many one county districts. That's because it doesn't make sense. We should kind of be together, and it's not really a county, it'd be an aquifer.
Have you talked to Polk and said stuff?
I have. I've talked to Polk.
They don't really want to see it?
Well, I spoke with the managers. I haven't spoke with any board directors. I'd like Polk and Sanjak because we're on the same judicial district. That kind of makes sense, right? I also like Angelina and Nacogdoches, same aquifer. Both of those we kind of do business with as a county. I spoke with their managers, and both of these water districts are fee-based, right? So they're not terribly, overfunded, and it seems like to take over another county, they'd have to go through and do some work, and the reason they might not want to adopt us is, the work might not justify the fees. The initial work might not justify the additional fees. But kind of what I think is that we put together this formal request, and we should choose one, or we could choose 2 and send it out.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, let's do that. Let's do that.
You make it informal.
I'll make that informal.
We're gonna go through Angelina and Nacogdoches.
That'd be
And then we'll do Polk and Sanjak.
yes, Piney Woods, Lower Trinity River.
Yes.
And I'll get with y'all. They have these groundwater districts have websites for the board of directors and people involved. And I mean, if there's somebody knows, it might be worth it to call and kind of tell them, see if we'll do whatever it takes. We want to be helpful.
Are both of those fee-based?
Yes,
Yeah,
both
that's
fee
right.
based.
Yeah, the feedback.
So you're trying to keep basically a big company from coming in and pumping huge amounts of water out somewhere else, like Dallas.
Yeah, so that's the problem. Houston County doesn't have one.
So was it a real threat for somebody to come in and build the pipeline and everything? It would take to go 110 miles to pump the water from here?
Stephen, right over the Houston County line from Anderson County, there's somebody been trying to drill, that's what's brought all this to a head. They're trying to drill into the aquifer and pump billions of gallons out, and it's gonna kill these
Where
people's
are
weight.
they sending it to? They got a.
Dallas.
The city.
Yeah.
So they have infrastructure already to carry the water?
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
I don't exactly know how they're gonna get there, but it certainly seems like there's an eminent domain argument for a pipeline going to the city.
That's the fight right now.
Yeah. So it's like you got an aquifer, everyone has normal wells, right? And they go down so deep. You have someone that's pumping, I don't know, 20,000 gallons a minute, and you got 5 of those wells on a piece of property. They're gonna suck it down and deplete the aquifer, or take the water level down so much that all these wells would have to be re-drilled and it would kind of take it away. And right now, there's no governing body to say don't do that. What a groundwater conservation district does is they look to plan, 50, 60 years in the future. Hey, Trinity County is going to grow by X amount. Do we have enough water to supply that? We also have, we got the solar people that are going to talk to us. I think a data center is going in Angelina County. That's gonna use some water. So we kind of need to have something now. We don't want to wait till someone's breaking ground.
I agree. See, I agree with it.
and that's exactly what's going on up there in Houston County. That's the reason they got on top of it.
Yeah.
Because somebody, I think they've done bought the land.
It's something like 15,000 acres this guy bought, and a good portion's in Anderson County that has a groundwater conservation district, which is kind of been the saving grace.
27 wells.
High capacity. And then a little bit's in Houston County and a little bit's, I'm not sure where the other one is, but Houston County needs a groundwater district. I think we do too.
So you're gonna be the lead man on it, right?
I'll prepare a letter and, send it out to the managers, and I think they meet probably quarterly, these boards. And so, I don't know, I looked on their calendar, maybe like June or July is the next meeting for the Piney Woods.
Yeah, I make that formal.
I second it.
So if they both say no and no one can convince them to accept this, then when the legislative session comes around, we'll go legislative.
Okay.
But this is the best course of action, quickest and easiest.
I think Trent will try to help you with it.
That's kind of what he heard like.
All in favor? So moved.
Real quick before we adjourn, I gotta, since you Colton mentioned it about that solar farm, there were a few questions last time about the lawyer part of it, being our representative. I did reach out to the company and their representative, and the county's not gonna be at any expense at all. They're gonna pay their lawyer fees, they'll pay Alice and Bass if we decide to go with them or whatever. And that's not saying that
Who's
we're
gonna pay it?
the company, we won't be out. That's not saying we're for or against it right now or whatever, it's probably still a long road ahead, but that's just to represent us, to make sure we got all the questions we have answered in the right direction we're moving in.
James Cody, when he came and saw me about this resolution, he learned, maybe at some conference or something like that, about the solar farms and the taxes. And he seemed like he had some input. But I encourage all y'all to go reach out to him, but it seems that I wasn't thinking about it. So you have these solar panels, and then they're going to depreciate over time, right? So a brand new solar panel would probably be able to be taxed at a higher rate because it's got its whole life. But I don't know, after the end of the 10 years, what I gathered from it is that these solar panels would be depreciated to such a point to where you may not get the initial tax that you thought.
They did mention that day, if y'all remember, when they said that the first 10 years would be the abatement, and you get so much, 100,000 a year or whatever. And then at the end, there is some depreciation in it, but, you know, it's gonna go up, or it'll go back to the original, the abatement will end. That's why we need some
But
kind
what
of
you-
guidance.
But what you've got now is timberland that's valued at $450 an acre. So if this land is valued for 10 years at so many million, it's just money in the bank, ain't
There's still so many questions about these solar panels and what it does to wildlife and everything else.
After that court, I asked him some of them questions and did some research on my own. And the only thing that we could find, or I could find on the internet and through him, was it will affect wildlife habitat. It's not going to put out anything to harm animals, but it'll mess with their habitat, which that land where it's in question is all pasture land anyway, and there's nothing going to be living in there. You know, there's no deer or nothing in there on the pasture. And so it could harm birds. He said that it could harm birds because they think it's water. You know, that's one thing that has run into. So,
Speaking from a wildlife perspective though, it's all connected. So if food source, different things like that may be in this pasture, if that's destroyed, then it does affect the other wildlife. If it's affecting birds, then whatever eats the bird or whatever, it's a chain
I
reaction.
guess we would if it keep going.
When you start messing with the ecosystem, it's a chain reaction.
Yeah, but he says nothing goes in the ground. I mean, nothing's going to disperse into the ground and harm the ground. At the end of the day, they have to, it's in the contract, they have to come in and pick everything up, cover up all the holes. They have seen where in the past where there's glass on the ground, and they have to come in and pick everything. It has to be back to its original, if remember the 30 years is up.
30 years.
Whatever it is. But, you know, like I say, that's why we need some representation on our behalf, and the company's willing to pay for it. So, we're not saying we're gonna do it or not,
Right.
it's just, we got, you know, this is just the next step. And I just wanted to update you on
We'll make a motion to adjourn.
that. I'll second.
All in favor?
Little cattleman, I don't want to see glass or cattle raised.
Bye-bye.
100,000.